Hi, Leo and Leo Rising. I hope you're doing great, and welcome to your April 2016 reading. For those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, it's springtime, and I've tried to sort of take all of the channeled information and make it somehow related to opportunities for renewal, for growth, etc. And I actually sort of saw a garden scene for your sign, as if you were going outside and there's a tool that you use to sort of put additional holes in the ground to help bring oxygen in. And what that is called is like aeration. Key thing here is allowing room to breathe, creating space where space didn't exist. So for you this month, that could be adding some healthy space or distance in some relationships that might be codependent. It could also be creating space to do creative things, time to start a new hobby, to learn something new that you've maybe been putting off and always wanted to, sort of explore. So allow yourself to create spaces where none existed before, and maybe to allow other people in your life to have more room to breathe. So aeration is a cool concept, definitely something more to do with the sort of gardening, but what I see here is creating spaces, allowing space, and breathing as well, trying not to react so quickly. Okay? Let's pull the camera down and take a look now at what the cards have to bring for you. And as we do this, just for those of you that are new, I'll explain how the format works. I normally will do a high-level overview with a Celtic cross. I expand it out, this is an expanded forecast, to include health, wealth, love, and destiny as well. And as I get started, after I pull these cards, we will look at what I call a catalyst. And the catalyst card shows how everything connects and brings a little bit of focus to your month. Okay, we've got some really great cards coming through here. Let's go ahead and pull that catalyst card that I was just talking about. And the one thing you want to be considerate of and also cognizant of this month is pride. There are two sides to the pride coin. A lot of times it's seen with a negative connotation. What this says here is, I love myself, I see myself in everyone. Obviously, that can be a dangerous thing. It is good to take pride in the work that you're doing and in the way you approach your life, the way you approach relationships. That kind of pride or dignity is not necessarily a bad thing. Pride can also be blinding. So what you don't want to do is to think that you're superior than someone else or that your way is somehow better than others. Allow your pride to be tempered with empathy and give yourself some room to consider other options, okay? So that was an interesting catalyst, and so pride may be a theme that comes through a few times this month. Let's take a look at your cards and see really how this applies to you. All right, so I'm using an unusual deck here. I'll put a link to it. I always get questions about which decks I'm using. I'll have to translate each of the major arcana cards because they switch them around. The Woodward in this deck illustrates strength. It's a much more masculine card than the typical strength card. So what I'm seeing for you is it's time to take charge. And you'll notice in this one, it's no longer about who's right or wrong. This person already is sort of like skinned a cat and there's a cat by him. So what it's showing is that as far as situations of leadership are concerned, the rank and file is decided. There's no use in fighting it. So if you're facing someone who's like this, the best thing you could do is to sort of do your job and find other places to shine. You don't want to really challenge that authority. You may be called upon in your own life, however, to also display this sort of, it is a very proud card actually. So there may be instances where, like if you're leading an army or if you're deciding that you're like a CEO type where you really have to show you are boss, then pull this energy in. It looks like the very beginning of the month, you're going to have it at your disposal if you need it. We look here at the Page of Stones, which is actually Page of Pentacles, which is an announcement of money, an announcement of new work. The interesting thing here is I believe it's coming from sources that you already know. You want to watch, however, because there's a cat in both, that you're not, nothing's sort of sneaking past your observation. That's one interesting thing that I do get when I read these types of cards is some of the animal personalities will come out. So this particular page can be a little sneaky. So if you're going to sign any contracts with a job, or if you're deciding that for some reason it's time to take your business and maybe do a spin-off, etc., you really want to be careful on all of the legalities, all of the small print. When I'm looking here now at your deep past, we have the 9 of arrows. And what this is really saying is it's time now for you to move past some of the pain that you may have felt, some of the frustration that you may have felt in the past here. A lot of times this comes more in a dramatic sort of area where you're afraid of making a move. You might be sort of stressing out because it's so important. But what I see here with 7 of Cups is that you have more than enough options. In fact, it would benefit you to let go of something. So we'll put this in a few different areas. If it's regarding like emotional things, dating and family, you're actually doing one too many things. You might be dating one too many people. You might have one too many obligations on your plate. You might also be sort of dizzied by the opportunity. And if that's the case, you know what? You're never going to have all of the information. Even if you read cards until there's no tomorrow, you're never going to have all the information. At a certain point, you have to use your own intuition, your own heart, and you have to move forward and just make a call. If any of you are sort of looking at something that you think, I missed that opportunity, this is showing you there's so many more to go after. Don't get stuck. Maybe you're applying to colleges or jobs and maybe one of the top choices for you fell out. You know what? This one might be better. And so just accept the sort of serendipity and synchronicity that the universe options and trust that something could come of this that's not negative. Your crowning card is Ace of Bows. And the bows in this deck represent fire. And so this is Ace of Wands, which again is showing me a new opportunity or a big idea. Now, if it's a big idea, you notice it says spark of life. It's just getting started. Try not to overthink it or to try to label it. A lot of times when you're germinating an idea, for writers, for instance, you might start to get this an idea for a new poem, a new book, or whatever. Just put it down on paper. For business types, it could be a prototype, it could be a patent. And for regular folks that are just sort of like wondering what else, this could be an idea about your life in general, something that you want to do with it, but you're not sure yet. So don't think too much about, well, could I be successful at this? Maybe I should just stay with what I'm doing. Allow yourself to dream, okay? Because we want to continue to sort of fuel the flame, fuel the spark that exists with that. The sun here is showing me that 3 months, not just this month, but this month and the rest of the spring, it's really going to be a beautiful start to the summer. This is a time where relationships can bloom, where creative endeavors can bloom, where you should be more physically active than you have been before because your body wants to be outside, wants to experience nature. I really want you to work with the energy in your heart chakra. This is what's going to bring you the most success. So passion, combined with practicality here is going to be what is going to bring you into a great zone in business. When we're looking at other parts of your life, we have the Queen of Bows, otherwise known as the Queen of Wands. There's a little bit of two things here. One, you might be afraid or a little bit gun shy, so I'm getting here, like you're afraid to put yourself out there. The thing with the rabbit is it's very nimble, it's very quick, and it also is very fruitful. There's a lot of fertility. That's why it actually, I would even put this probably with the Queen of Pentacles if I did the deck. But with this one, I would say whatever idea you have that you're thinking about here has a lot of possibility, a lot of ways that it could go. You just have to sort of trust it, okay? So again, whether that's an idea of what you want to do with your life or what you want to do in business or even where you want to maybe take a relationship, it can go in beautiful places, but you have to take ownership and don't be shy. All right, in your surroundings, what I see here is 3 of Bows, 3 of Wands. It's reversed, which shows me delayed success. So the delay here could be because of your own stress in the matter, that you're focusing on a perceived loss and forgetting what other opportunities are happening, that you're trying to categorize an idea before it's had time to germinate, or that you haven't just sort of celebrated your own success and allowed things to blossom a little bit. So really what you want to do here, I believe you can reverse this and put it back upright. And the Three of Wands is usually about things coming to you. Notice this particular card doesn't show him gazing towards the future. So what I want you to do is actually create that for yourself. Look into the future. Don't be so startled or distracted by the present. This card has a like a little caption here. I was going to say subtitle, but it's a caption that says insecurity. And you'll see that this woman, or this figure, a green woman here, feels like she's pulled back by possibly bad mistakes. It's on its way to become like the Ten of Swords almost. So try not to let your own security limit your possibilities. What we have in your outcome card is the Hierophant. It's a really strange illustration of the Hierophant, I understand. But what I like about this one is beating to or marching to the beat of your own drum, which is maybe a way I can remember that, because whenever I look at this, I don't see Hierophant. But I see this as a sort of shamanistic, almost tribal card, where the character is no longer caring so much about what other people think about them. It's more about setting the bar for excellence. Think of someone like Oprah, for instance, who overcame adversity and sort of bucked the trends in broadcasts and in television shows and created her own brand. This is sort of what this Hierophant is saying. Create something bold and new, a different sound in music, in art, in literature and speech. You're supposed to bring your own special stamp to the world. This month is about discovering that special brand and starting to own it. That's what the Queen here is about here, the Queen of Bows, or the hare that we're looking at. And not to be as shy as this hare, this bunny looks like it is. I really want you to be more like this Sun card, which is radiant, beautiful, strong, and then also sort of shamanistic in your own strength, okay? So again, these cards challenge me because they are very strange, but I get great information from them whenever I read with them, so it's kind of cool. I'm going to do a review of this deck as well if you're interested. Anyway, so for you guys this month, it looks promising if you don't get in your own way. That's sort of the key message, and now I really understand why pride came through, and I also understand why you got why I channeled the idea that you need to provide breathing space. So let's expand your forecast and look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. So in the areas of health, which include both your mental and your physical health, actually this card is the one that wants to come out, we have come together. So this is a great time for teamwork, and also for those of you looking for love. We're looking at around the 8th of the month, a great time to try to deepen existing relationships, or perhaps explore and find ones that don't exist yet for you. But teamwork is the name of the game, and that's going to help you reduce your stress. So talk to friends, ask for help, and do group activities together. This is a great time to find a partner for hiking, for other outdoor activities, or to sort of work out with a workout friend. When we look at your wealth situation, I have it reversed, but it's basically saying allow the flow of prosperity to come in. And with, let's see, you had at least one, at the center, you have the Page of Stones, which is the Page of Pentacles. So I see the very beginning of the month, you're going to have some great opportunity. And we looked at the end, and you have this really strong Hierophant, which shows me that by being authentic, by being yourself, you're going to be able to find the strength that you're looking for. Let's look at wealth and see what's coming through on that. Sorry, health, wealth, love. This is your love card. So for wealth, you can see the money can flow with you. For your love card, relationships are included in this. Purification. So if you have anybody negative in your life that is sort of pulling at your energy, this could be a family member, it could be a loved one. It can also be the way you approach yourself. Do you love yourself? Are you eating correctly? Are you allowing yourself to be happy and to rest and to sort of take joy in every moment? If not, start to purify and find balance in your life. And in those relationships that no longer suit you, release them, sort of like the bird here that we see, and allow new things to come and fill up your life with abundance. Finally, for your destiny card, you have Green Man, which is appropriate for this deck since it's a very sort of earthy, almost druidish type deck. So synergy. What this tells me is allow for that flow of prosperity to come in. I see a lot of growth in all areas of your life. There really isn't any negative cards here except to be mindful of your own pride and fear is what I see coming through. But otherwise, there's great opportunities with money. And when I look here also at love, some of you could be bringing in a really strong Queen of Wands type. And this card tells you nothing about the Queen of Wands, but this is someone that would be very industrious, very good at creating a company, entrepreneurial, can make the best out of very small resources, and can act very quickly. That is one thing I can pull here. Quick on their feet, quick to think, and usually lighter features, although not necessarily blonde hair. It can be like strawberry blonde, reddish, or just the eyes are usually like greenish blue or really light. But anyway, with this, that's the sort of person that I'd see coming in. I like their general energy. They're very close to the sun. They're also close to the Three of Wands, so success follows them. Otherwise, I feel like this is a time for you to expand your own spiritual knowledge this month as well whenever the Hierophant comes up. So your own internal growth is going to be really what's important. But I do see the potential for love, and the Sun is a really nice card to have close to a love card, as well as the Ace of Bows, since that shows mutual attraction, usually physical attraction. This is favorable for love, and this would be the type of person that you're bringing in. I was again mentioning those attributes. It can be a man or a woman. That's something to stress with the Queen, but there's more of a feminine nurturing energy that comes through with this card. I believe that's everything. So just to summarize your expanded forecast, since I confused a couple initially, your channeled information is to create space, to allow for space to exist where none does, to be mindful of pride, to exercise it where it makes sense, taking pride in what you do, but don't be so proud that you ignore other people's role in your life, that you may not be able to let them shine, or that you may be stuck in your ways. There's a lot of times where pride can get in the way. In your health area, this is a time to lean on others, to enjoy love if it exists, to seek it out if it doesn't. It's a favorable month for you, especially around the 8th. For wealth, allow the flow of prosperity to come in, especially towards the beginning of the month. Looks like you have another opportunity around the 10th of the month. For love, purify, remove old relationships that no longer suit you, allow for better ones to come in. Also treat yourself better. Treat yourself with respect. Don't sort of wear yourself down or be too critical on yourself. So practice, in other words, self-love and self-appreciation. Allow things to flourish this month. Don't get in the way of growth and opportunity. Try not to stamp out an idea before it has a chance to grow. Don't worry about something that's already passed. And try not to stress yourself out to the point that you might block some of these really positive things. Because here in the fear area, it's a different manifestation here. We went from the 9 to the 7, but I still see stress happening here with your swords. So I want the swords to sort of dissipate and all these other positive cards to have a chance to grow and for you to have a fantastic month that you deserve. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, please subscribe. It's the best way to kind of keep in touch with me and know when the new videos come through. I get that question every month. If you also want to keep track of when something's coming out, you should subscribe to my Facebook page and my newsletter, because I try to post almost immediately after I do to YouTube an announcement on those pages or those outlets. I'm also on, I'll forget all of them, but I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I'll put links for all of these here at the end of this video. And you can also go to my website, nicholastarot.com, and all of the information should be there. Finally, if you ever want to have a one-on-one reading, I do offer telephone, Skype, and FaceTime readings, as well as email. So you can book about a month in advance for a standard reading. I do offer rush options for a little bit extra if you need something within a week or two. So all of that will be on my website. Otherwise, please just keep up the great work that you've been doing on yourself, and let me know that you like this. That helps me as well. So I appreciate the comments, the likes, and the subscribes. Have a fantastic spring or fall, depending on where you live. And please keep in touch. It's been really nice to chat with you this month. Satnam, and thank you.